Ever woken up at dawn, worrying about the task you have at hand, and how makes a solemn promise, promising that you do it first thing in the morning. In the morning, you say you'll do it by midday. At midday, you talk yourself into doing it in the evening, and yet in the evening, your brain tells how to do it in the night. And before you know it, it is midnight. And what can I do other than putting it off for tomorrow? There is a term for this: procrastination, defined as the act of delaying or postponing something. And it is not only you who does it, everyone does. Take, for example, Mozart, who wrote his masterpiece, Don Giovanni, the night before it premiered. During the premiere of the opera, the ink still had not dried up and was performed without any rehearsal. While Mozart may have been able to pull off this close call, it is generally not recommended to write a masterpiece in under 3 hours. Take another famous procrastinator, Leonardo da Vinci. Throughout his life, Leonardo da Vinci has created some of the world's most famous pieces of art. But despite his accomplishments, he wasn't particularly focused. He has only completed 20 paintings in his whole life, and his most famous one, Mona Lisa, took him 16 years to complete. His procrastination was so famous that one of his benefactors threatened to bankrupt him unless he completed his commissioned piece of art. Today, many of Da Vinci's famous works are technically still unfinished. Coming back to you could blame technology, your sibling, or just the task being too difficult. But you never really take into consideration, yourself. It is you who have accepted a temptation inside your brain. And it may seem bland, but as Charles Dickens noted, procrastination is a thief of time. Collar him. And the irony is, procrastination is a product of our own thinking. My intention to bring procrastination to your attention is to set a tone to what I'm about to state. We, more specifically, our minds, are our greatest enemies or our greatest friends. This philosophy is not new. It is present in scriptures from thousands of years ago. Your mind is the greatest friend if you control it. Your mind is the greatest enemy if it controls you. One of the biggest reasons being that we overanalyze ourselves to the point that we are our own worst critic, resulting in us holding back our full potential. No, I'm not asking you to not analyze yourselves, but to the point that it hinders your latent potential, which will ensure you'll never reach a necessary level of satisfaction to be truly content with yourself. Now, this doesn't only affect you, but also others around you. Look at it this way. What was the last time you truly appreciated something you had? We have been taking too much for granted, which is inherently accompanied by the aspect of failing to appreciate the small things in life. Have you ever taken a moment to have a roof above your head, food to eat, and a stable internet connection? When was the last time you truly appreciated something you had, considering the fact that millions do not have the same privilege as you have? Why take the lone route when everyone is taking the other, right? Well, that is something you must have faced. The social pressure forcing you to blindly follow the road everyone is following. But often have you heard the lines from Robert Frost? Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Working towards something affixes a certain meaning to it, develops a sense of appreciation for it, and contributes to the great sense of accomplishment at the end of the road. But as the Roman philosopher Seneca said, there is no easy way from the earth to the stars. I now come to the point that is perhaps the most significant point of them all. It is a point that our brain often forces us into: the doubt we possess of ourselves, the self-doubt. And what makes it so harrowing is that of its capability to remain concealed, and as George R. R. Martin described it, the unseen enemy is always the most fearsome. Can I, what if, how can I, how could I, how will I? Always possesses us, the self-doubt does. Think of self-doubt as the anchor that lets our ships from sailing. You will never fly unless you flap your wings. You will never sail unless you unveil the sail. And never will you be able to explore the world unless you let loose the anchor of self-doubt. For it kills more dreams than failures ever will. Hear from Deepak Chopra himself. When in doubt, doubt to doubt. We don't have much time on this little blue rock hurtling to the universe. It is now or never. As Benjamin Franklin once noted, you may delay, but time will not. So is your mind your friend or your foe? It can be your greatest friend or your greatest enemy. The choice depends on you. And remember the words of Pablo Picasso. Only put off until tomorrow what you're willing to die having left undone. I'm Abhishekh Verma, and thank you for tuning into my TED Talk.